Hey guys, happy Friday. It's Ted Bogert back with the TED Show, TGIF. Super excited to have my old friend. He's not old, but we are old friends. Pernell Bush is on the show. He's going to talk about U.S. Marine, the county commissioner. He's running for office. God bless him. We're talking about honor, courage, and commitment. And I'm super excited to have him back on. Welcome back, Pernell.
Man, I'm happy to be here, man. It's definitely it's been a while since we got to connect. So
I
this is great.
know. Why is that? I see you occasionally somewhere once in a blue moon. It can't be because you're busy. I couldn't imagine what you're busy with.
But, hey, if I wanted to find you, I know exactly where to come. In that corner, the TED corner.
It's actually exactly where you would normally find me, except today I'm in my bedroom doing the show. All right, so we have a great history. You have so much to share. You came on the show once. We talked a lot about your origin story, but there's a lot of people who might not remember. So tell us a little bit about you. Give us some background on Pernell so we get to know you better, and then let's talk about what's going on with you these days.
So Ted, born and raised right in Seminole County in the city of Sanford. I grew up in the historic Goldsboro community, where I attended all Seminole County public schools and graduated from Lake Mary High School. And after graduation, I enlisted in the United States Marine Corps. As a United States Marine, I was an 0311, which is an infantry rifleman. So all 4 years, my job was to truly be on the front lines, protect and serve my country. I did 2 tours to Iraq, and then a humanitarian tour to Haiti. But at the end of my active service, at the end of those 4 years, I decided to come back home to help raise my 4 younger siblings. But during that time, I got very involved in the community. I was looking around, I was like, there's certain things that I just wasn't happy about, and I wanted to get my hands dirty. Put we call boots to the ground in the military. Really. But while I was doing that, I simultaneously was attending University of Central Florida, where I received both my undergraduate and master's degree in social work. Yeah, man, I love social work. I tell people, I think me being a Marine and the social work is the perfect combination.
Why is that? Because social work, I think, takes a lot of, that is a whole new, people don't understand the amount of pressure and stress and the amount of work that goes in when you are a social worker. You get your master's degree, that even bumps it up a little more. And so why was that perfect for you? What was it about social work that was attractive?
Social work to me is a very fluid career field. We can go into almost any sector and be effective. And I enjoy that because I enjoy being able to work with different populations at times. So from a micro or macro standpoint, from a macro standpoint, it's pretty much what I'm going to now, running for office. But from a micro standpoint is what I do now as a clinical social worker, where I have a private practice based in Oviedo, and I do mental health therapy. So it's a very fluid career field, and I could be in the business sector, I could be in the education sector, law enforcement sector, and the social work can be very effective. And I think we're a very misunderstood career field because a lot of people don't know how broad we can be. And sometimes that's an issue because they don't really understand it. They just think we go to people's homes and take their children. That is not the basis of
that is not. There's so much more to it. What was it like for you? A lot of my military guests that have come on, veterans, we always talk about the transition out to civilian life. What was it like for you? You came back to take care of your help take care of your 4 younger siblings, but you still had to transition back after 2 tours of Iraq. You had a lot to come back to. What was that like for you? Because I think a lot of vets have a hard time trying to figure out their way and trying to maneuver back through the new normal with all of their military experience.
I can tell you, man, my first year was tumultuous. I literally had no idea what I wanted to do. I got out the military. I was 22 years old. I'm a fairly young man still. Only thing I knew I was really good at was, kicking indoors in the military and playing football from high school. So I was still someone searching for this purpose, I guess. So because of my physical features, I jumped out and tried personal training, and I heavily despised it. Because in the
Why did you despise it? That seems like right up your alley.
I enjoy working out for me. But when I was working with civilians, it's like, hey, listen, when I was in the Marine Corps, I'll tell a Marine, hey, go run 10 miles. They wouldn't question it. community squad. I said, oh my goodness. So
I understand.
I heavily despise it, but I definitely learned a lot from one of my mentors. One of my first mentors when I got home is Z. And now I used to work out at his gym, and that he taught me a lot just about, really clearly defining your goals and working on your purpose. And from there, I was like, you know what? Let me get into this app world, because that was still 2010, 2011. Apps were just getting very big. So I got into app creation for a while. I created an app at the time called Smart Love. Somebody don't trademark the name now, so I got to find out how to redo it later. And being in the app world, man, I enjoyed it. But being a young man with no type of financial capital and trying to go out and get investments, that taught me a lot about going out and pitching my ideas, talking to people, and people love my ideas, but it's like, hey, well, we love it, but not enough to give you money for it.
Right.
I really got discouraged. I got very discouraged, and I remember it was a couple of months. I was literally sitting on my couch. At that time I was living with my older brother, and I was sitting on the couch, and I was in this very depressed space. Because I'm like, what am I good at? And I'm like, I don't want to be a cop. I don't want to be a security guard. I could have said everything, want to go do that. And everybody say, go do that, go do that. That's not what I want to do. And I was sitting on my couch, July 2011. I got a phone call. I got a phone call July 2011 that a couple of my Marines that I served with lost their life. Wait a minute, I gotta pose myself. They lost their life in Afghanistan. And that, and plus the birth of my daughter in July 2011, it was like, Pernell, you got to get out this woe is me. Get out this. These men went over here and they would never have an opportunity to do what you have an opportunity to do. So I went to my local VA office, and I went and signed up for what they call Voc Rehab, which is another form of the GI Bill. And they had me take a career aptitude test. And I took that test, and at the very top of the test, social work was there. And Ted, I was upset. I was mad. Because here I am, I'm a young, scrapping, hardcore Marine, and you tell me I'm gonna be a social worker?
You're like, no way, that doesn't even fit.
It doesn't fit, because at that time, the only knowledge I had of social work is that you go to people's homes and you take their children. Yeah. That's what I thought a social worker was, like the majority of populations. But man, to this day, I'm just grateful that career aptitude test put me in the direction I am right now. Because like I say, social work really matched me through and through. Well, I'm still able to work the veterans population. I'm able to work with those coming out of incarceration. I'm able to really work with a lot of vulnerable population, and also not the vulnerable, also empower those from a perspective of a social worker. So I went to school at Valencia, got my AA there, and then I went to UCF, and here I am now. Like I say, I have my own private practice.
Your journey's so inspirational. I mean, I love when you speak, and thank you for going that deep earlier. I think it's important for people to see that that kind of pain never goes away, and then you have to try to find ways to work through it, but you're always going to feel it. And I love your vulnerability, so thank you for doing that. I think it's important for people to understand that that is a journey too. Like you're going through, you have this, somebody's given you an idea, you get social work. Yeah. And then, you could still plug through it and go, heck no, I have nothing. I don't want this. But apparently you embraced it. You understood why you scored so high on that aptitude test.
Yes. Yeah, I definitely embraced it. Because after I really sat down and spoke with a few social workers, and I started doing my research, and then I realized what you could do with it if you get your master's. That became my goal. Like, I want my master's, and something I never thought about growing up. I was a very subpar high school student. I was just all I want to do in high school is play football and talk to girls. That's it. So my education was never my number one thing. But however, once anything I apply myself to, and it's just my personal belief in myself and the capabilities that the higher power have given to me, anything that I apply myself to, I'm going to be great at. So when I applied myself to football, I got moved to varsity my freshman year. Applied myself to the Marine Corps, I got a leadership position right away. Social work, everything. So I just feel as if I have the gifts and the capabilities that I have been blessed with to really thrive in any arena that I'm in.
And you didn't, when you started out, like, you took this by storm. You used, in my opinion, social media very early on as a way to show your business and the things that you do, and everything was so community oriented. Everything was helping people. Like, your message was constantly, okay, we're putting on this particular workshop, or we are, like, you really built your brand in a way that felt comfortable for people. I feel like, I don't know if you've ever been told that, but I feel like people respond to the way that you do social media, because I think you can't fake that kind of caring that you have. You really do care. You are passionate about what you do. Why the social media, though? You have taken that by storm. Was that you coming up with, all right, I'm just going to throw it out there? Because I know our first interview that we did, you were nervous. You are not nervous about anything anymore, which I love to see. But so how did you develop that? Because I think a lot of people have a message, have an inspirational message like you do, but they don't know how to get it out to people.
I just started to embrace myself fully. To be honest, that's what it really came down to. When it came to social media, and a lot of things that I shared on social media is things that I knew that I needed as well. When the workshops I created, the programs that I created in the community, is things that I said, I look back at certain parts of my life, is like, what would probably been beneficial for me? And then I always ask other people. And then I'm like, well, if it has been beneficial for me and other people as well, I'm pretty sure there's millions of people that this be beneficial for. So let's share this. Let's inspire them and hope that we're able to assist them, even if they're nowhere near us. That's why I love social media, because you can help people that's millions of miles away. I get phone calls all the time from people like, hey man, I've been following you for a while, and you just been consistent and consistent in your development and growth, and I appreciate you. So even like you said, our first interview, I was nervous. I was nervous because I'm very self-conscious about the way I speak. Like, I speak fast naturally, and I don't enunciate from what I've been told. So I used to get very self-conscious about that, because I'm like, certain groups, certain populations may think I'm not intelligent because of the way I naturally speak. Because this is how, in my house, my mother speaks fast.
Right.
In my house, this is how we pronounce things. But when I'm in this world, we don't know how you grew up. It's like, hey, you're nervous, you're speaking too fast. I'm like, no, that's just how I naturally speak.
I remember it clearly. We were in the wine room at the Citrus Club, and I just thought, you have so much love and passion and compassion. I think the message that you give, it wouldn't matter how quickly you speak it, because it's a heartfelt message. So, but I want to tell you, it slowed down a little bit. So you've obviously been working on that.
Listen, a lot of behind the scenes. Like, you know what? One thing about social media don't show you everything that a person is doing behind the scenes. So I started meeting with those who are speaking coaches, and trying to do my best and being very mindful at times. And so I speak better in front of large crowds. One-on-one, I'm not as cognitive of my speech pace, because I'm just talking to you naturally. But in large crowds, because I know there are different people that may listen at a different pace, I do my very best, and I speak with my hands to slow me down.
All right, so let's talk about county commissioner. We talked about the U.S. Marine part. Now, county commissioner. Why? What in the world? Like, I'm a big person. I think before we went live, I said I'm a big believer in public service, and I think it's amazing when anybody steps up to the plate to even try to give of themselves to the community. Why did you choose to run for county commissioner? And just tell them what you're running for. I've got your website scrolling across the bottom there, but give them a little history on that.
So, I'm running for Seminole County Commission, District 5. So that district covers Heathrow, Lake Mary, Sanford, Midway. So with all that being said there, Seminole County is an at-large county. So I want everyone to know, although you may not be in my district, you can still vote for me if you choose to. But I decided to run after a few people came to me and just told me about how our current sitting commissioner treated them. To me, it was very belittling, very disrespectful. And it was a word that someone told me that she said, and I'm not going to lie to you, Ted, this word just rang in my head over and over. And the word was wherewithal. So in the conversation, to give you a little context around it, They were speaking to this current county commissioner who's supposed to be representative for the community, this unincorporated, low-income community. And they're like, hey, we need new infrastructure. And I'm pretty sure I'm paraphrasing. But after they're pleading with her about helping, she like, you guys don't have the wherewithal. So when I hear wherewithal, that means I like, what that means, what you don't have the intelligence, you don't have the resources, you don't have the capabilities. So that word kept playing in my head. And I'm saying, someone has to do something. And I don't like anyone getting bullied. I'm a protector, I'm a server by heart. So I'm finna get out here. And it's a different arena. So that's what really.
What's it been like? I mean, what has it been like? Because you had to go through you had the initial run, the initial primary, I guess, right?
Yes.
And I'm terrible at. I told you politics are not my thing. And now you have the quote unquote real election on November 3rd. What's that process been like for you, personally and professionally?
Personally, humbling. Professionally, it has helped me sharpen a few of my tools. You know, I say humbling personally, because, you know, throughout this, your life doesn't stop throughout this political run, you know, so you still have your real life going on. And I have a lot of real life things taking place right now in the middle of me running. And with that being said, sometimes it can be draining, and people will utilize your personal life situations to try to hurt you. So it was very humbling to see that, hey, you know what? You're not invincible. You know, it reminded me, because it's been a long time since people have tried to shake me like that. And I had to feel that pain for a second. And then I had to remind myself, oh man, you know who you are. You just continue to walk in your truth.
Yep. You know who you are. Vince Loran just said hashtag push with Bush. I love it.
Yes.
What impact do you want to make? Because I think a lot of people go county commissioner, they have absolutely no idea what that even means. They don't know what kind of power, what kind of influence, what they can actually do. So most people vote and they have no idea what kind of impact you can make as a county commissioner. Share a little bit about what you want to do.
So, you know, I'm running what we call the Truth Platform. Once again, I'm a United States Marine, so I'll break everything down into our acronym, TRUTH. So the first T is transparency of the Board of County Commission. At the end of the day, like you said, a lot of people don't know what the Board of County Commission does. And here in Seminole County, our Board of County Commission meetings are taking place at 9:30 in the morning or 10:30 in the morning, where the average citizens that's at work, they can't attend. So they're missing out on vital information that they may need to know what's in the direction that the county is going. So I want to ensure that we have an opportunity to enhance citizens' participation. The R is rural quality of life. Here in Seminole County, you know, I love coming to visit Orange County, but here in Seminole County, we come here because we want to slow it down a little bit. You know, we're the natural choice. So we want to make sure that we have a good control over urban sprawl to keep our natural resources here in Seminole County, not to disrupt our aquifer. So I want to protect our rural quality of life here in Seminole County. There's a lot of people that move in those rural areas, they move there just for that reason. Uniform enhancement. So that means working with our teachers, our first responders, our public works. I want to ensure that they have the resources and the pay and benefits that they deserve to be competitive with our surrounding counties, so we can retain good quality individuals here in Seminole County. You know, the second T is transformation of small businesses. Said at the end of the day, small businesses are the backbone of many communities. You know, we need sponsorships for our kids. We go to small businesses. Employment opportunities get created are through small businesses. So I want to ensure that we have a robust economic development fund to help small businesses that choose to make Seminole County their home, to ensure that they're able to thrive by the resources we provide, information. And then the H is a housing affordability. A lot of people, they can work in Seminole County, they can play in Seminole County, but can't afford to live here. And I looked at our comprehensive plan for housing affordability. It's beautiful. But what I think takes place is a lot of people, we create these plans and they get put on the shelf. So I want to ensure that we actually start to implement what's inside this comprehensive plan. And then one of the most important things I want to do is that we actually define what is considered affordable housing. Because you may say, hey, well, we got this affordable housing, somebody that make $90,000 a year can afford it.
Right.
I don't know about you, but 90,000 a year for a lot of citizens is not commonly what's made. So we need to really set a true definition about what is a affordable housing income. Like
that's such a good point. I've never heard anybody say that, Pernell. You're right. Affordable housing, we throw that terminology around like it's nothing. And I think if you ask everyone, they come up with a different answer as to what their definition is of affordable housing. And you're right. If somebody makes 90 grand a year and you're talking about affordable housing, it's different from somebody who's on disability or on a pension. And so their affordable housing number is different.
Our teacher salaries, first year's teacher salary, or first year firefighter coming out of school, they're not making 90,000. So
no, they're not.
So these things that we have to clearly define and start utilizing buzzwords.
Yes. All right. So election is. Do you want to do your video? Do we have time? You want to try it, or you want to?
Yeah, we got time. Let's try. Let me try it out. Let me see.
Yeah, try it. Look, I like to experiment, especially with my friends. You know, there's no right, wrong, or indifferent here. I just love the fact, as you're looking that up, and you don't have to answer, but I just love the fact that the way that you are, and that's what I love about having you on the show. The way that you are in person is the same way that you are out in public. It's the same way that you are with your friends. It's just the same way that you are your Pernell. And that is so refreshing. The transparency that you mentioned earlier and the vulnerability that I mentioned earlier, I just think that's so important. People are looking for leaders who will talk to them. And it is up. So hold on a second. Let me see.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, let me stop that. How do I? Hold on. Let me see how to make.
You take your time. If there's somebody who we have a lot of vets that watch the show.
Mm-hmm.
Best resource. Do you have any recommendations? We have a lot that have a hard time with the transitioning out.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are still struggling either with PTSD, and they're looking for a way to make sense of the civilian life. Are there resources that you utilized when you came out to help you with that?
The resources that I utilize, I started volunteering a lot. So find ways to volunteer. One thing about veterans, we have been conditioned to serve, and oftentimes they have a serve with a purpose. So I had to really find a purpose, and that's why I really started getting involved with local organizations. Joining boards or organizations like the Mission Continues. That the whole purpose is that veterans get together and we go do community service projects for small nonprofits in the community to really get involved. This volunteering and staying involved to the best of your capabilities. And then also the other thing, go talk to counselors, man. There's nothing wrong with it. It was a lot of things that I had to unpack, a lot of things that I experienced that I had to really address. And I think oftentimes we as veterans, we come back and we're supposed to be hardcore and we just think, I'm just going to push through. So if I say the two things that I say, get involved by volunteering and ensure that you are really unpacking your experiences while you're in the military and also what you're going through as you're transitioning.
That's correct. And you're not alone. All right. So is it ready? You want me to pull it up?
Yeah, you pull it. Can you see it?
Yes, sir, I can.
Here we go. I'm about to try it now. I hope you can hear it. Turn this all the way up. It's a little bit about my backstory. Returned home from the Marine Corps, I came home to be a good example to my siblings. This is my mother's success for all of us. See my mobility. I went to the Air Force, nonetheless at BCU. baby sister who just finished Florida Career College. My baby sister just started school at Eastern University, so Southeastern University. You know, this is what I came home for. This is something that, to me, no matter what I accomplish, I know all my siblings, they had a good example. I just try to set a good example. Same thing I do for my community. Man, I know what it feels like to come home and not knowing if the lights and water are going to be on. You know, for myself, when I was young and the mothers in and out of incarceration, it was on this floor right here I started to understand there's only three things that I had control of: my vision, my energy, and my effort. You know, I'm the first in my family to go serve in the military as a United States Marine. I'm the first to go and complete college with my undergraduate and master's degree. I understand what a lot of citizens in Seminole County may be experiencing. For myself, to be the next Seminole County Commissioner, to be really to empathize with those who come from all social and economic backgrounds. I can never forget where I come from. I can never forget where I've been. I've been fortunate. But our citizens deserve someone that's going to be a public servant. And that's going to be me.
I love it, Pernell. That was awesome.
I appreciate.
What was it like going back? What was it like filming that?
You know, just open it up to my world some more. You know, because that house, my mother still lives there. You know, I still go there a lot to go check on her and stuff, and that's just who I am. It's a piece of me. But like I said, I can never forget where I come from, and I can never forget where I've been. You know, I've been very fortunate about being able to go into different areas and learning more. And I tell people, I think one of the greatest things I ever did was leave home. Because when I left home, I recognized the strength that I got from home, from where I was from. You know, just being from Seminole County, and I go to other states, and I'm able to still thrive in other areas. I realized I get that because of where I'm from.
All right, so I don't know if people aren't motivated by that, I don't know what they would be motivated by. That your story is it rings true with so many people, and I just love the fact that you're able to share it, because I think there are people out there that will watch and go, wow, I have the same kind of beginnings, and look what Pernell's doing. And I know in your heart that means a lot to you, that you can motivate somebody and perhaps change at least one life. I know you change a lot more than that. All right, how do people reach you if they want to get involved with Push with Bush? If they want to know more about you and what you do, what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
So, definitely. So right now you find out more about myself at pushwithbush.org. I want to make sure I remind you guys, if you're in Seminole County, early voting starts October 19th, this Monday through November 1st, but the final date to vote is November 3rd. This weekend, we're having caravans and we're doing some canvassing. So if you want to help, come help. It'll be great for us because we need people to knock on doors with us. And, and that's how I'm celebrating my birthday. My birthday is Sunday, this Sunday coming. Yeah, so that's how I want to celebrate the birthday, is getting out and just continuously reach out to our citizens. But Ted, I appreciate you. Thank you for having me on today. And I'll catch you at the Citrus Club one day soon.
Catch you at the club. Yeah, Camille Robb just said, do not forget where you came from. I love it. No. All right, Pernell, thank you so much. You guys go to pushwithbush.org. Reach out to Pernell. He's exactly the same as he is on the show, as he is in person, and he'll be as a county commissioner. So I love you, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for all you do.
I'll see you soon.
All right, guys. See you soon, guys. Bye, everybody.